Hello class, Mr. Stone here. The problem that they gave us today was a volleyball has a diameter of 20 centimeters. What is the volume of this volleyball? Above, I put some of the formulas that you'd come across: the sphere, the cylinder, the cone, the rectangle prism, the triangle prism. And then I actually took the volume of a sphere and I blew that up so you can see the different formulas. And as you notice on this, it shows the volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed, or then they wrote it a different way, just in case you didn't know how to write it that way. And sometimes it's easier to figure that way than the other way if you're not really good at working with fractions. So as far as all these formulas, it's good to try to learn them or memorize them, at least for your exam and your quiz at the end, quiz weekly and the exam at the end. Sometimes teachers will hand out a formula sheet because, there's a lot of formulas in math. But part of the thing is, if you could just get accustomed to knowing how this formula is, if you see it or you look it up and say, hey, here's that, and say your kids down the road, or you can do math problems for them and help them out because you're kind of familiar with it. You look at pi and you say, hey, pi is 3.14. So you remember that, okay? Certain things you remember. You'll know that radius. If they're telling you the diameter is, you know the radius is half whatever the diameter is. So, and then you just fill in the formula. You just fill it in. So let's work on this together, okay? So I'm going to use the V equals 4 pi r cubed over 3. Okay? Hey, let's fill in the things we know. Okay? Well, we know the diameter is 20. The diameter is 20. Diameter is equals 20. And the radius is half the diameter. So that means the radius equals 10. So we get that. We know pi equals 3.14. We can write that down. We know that. Now let's just fill it in. So we go volume equals 4. I'm going to just put them in brackets so we keep these separated. 3.14. And the radius cubed is really 10 times 10 times 10. And now it's all over 3. So if the teacher lets us, and I'm sure the teacher will, you can take your calculator, okay? So volume equals, and if you use your calculator, you do all these out, it's going to be 12,560 over 3. Now you do the math on that. That's going to equal 4,186.66. And now what we got there, it's centimeters, and it's cube. Don't forget there was 3 of these up here. Remember there was 3, okay? So it's centimeters cube, okay? And that's the answer, okay? So what I'm kind of trying to get across from you is, hey, it's very unlikely you're going to memorize all these formulas and be able to keep them all in your head. And hopefully, if you sit down with a test and you know, hey, these 5 formulas are going to be on there, when you sit down, as soon as you sit down, the teacher says, go to it, okay? Start the exam. Write down these formulas in the top of your head. Just start writing them down on your scrap piece of paper, okay? Or the edge of the test sheet. Okay, that way when you do hit a problem like this, because this might not be the first one, maybe the first one will be a cone, okay, and this won't be till the 3rd or 4th problem, okay, and you're going to say, oh, I can't remember that, I can't remember this. But if you just write them down, it's called, what they call that, when you write all these formulas down when you sit down, it's a memory dump, things you learned, and you just can't recall these after you start the test, okay? So that's a good way to do it. And another way, hopefully the teacher gives you out formula sheet to help you with this. But down the road, you're going to be able to help your children by saying, oh, hey, I've done this before, volume of a sphere. And you can look at this formula because maybe you looked it up on Google. And you said, hey, all we have to do is fill this in. And your child will say, oh, yeah, that doesn't look as hard. Okay, so hopefully that comes across to you. And like I said, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It'll help my YouTube ratings. And remember what I always say is math can be fun. Have a great day. Thank you.